What is the last one we were discussing yesterday?
Centripetal acceleration.
Okay.
Velocity constant.
So whenever there is a change in direction of motion, there will be an acceleration which is perpendicular to the tangent. Okay. So we can conclude that whenever there is a change in direction of motion, there will be a acceleration which is perpendicular to the tangent or velocity. With that in mind, let's discuss another problem.
So what are you gifting me for my birthday? Shirt? Shit. Shirt. Oh lol. Had lunch. Yes, I was hungry, so I ordered for corn. Oh no, corn. WTF. I'm sorry. Topic change करना पड़ेगा. Sup with you. Reading a book, you read books. Yes, I love books. Books. What? Please don't try contacting me anymore. Give me a second, I can explain. Autocorrect की माँ की second. So
Done, sir. 1 minute.
Shall I remove this?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Done, sir.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
See here, as per the question, there are three particles like this, three insects, whatever it is. Okay. Initially, the distance is what? This is R. This is the situation. Now you can see the speeds are same on, this is V. Speeds are not changing. Now you can see for each particle, what is happening? Can you tell what is changing? For each particle, what is changing?
Position.
Direction of velocity. Okay. They agree with this or not? whereas magnitude Do you agree with this or not? What we discussed earlier on this. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Okay. That means the particles slowly where they meet. So here you can see this force particles move along the sides of what? Force. There's a force toward the center, no? So what will happen? This particle will move like this. Again, this particle will move like this. Again, this particle will move like this. Again, it will be decreasing radius now. Again, this particle will go like this. It is pushed now always. You're able to get it or not? So finally, they do so, and you can see that they ultimately converge or reach finally at O. Understood this? Clear or not? Followed? That
Yes,
means
sir.
you can see that so all the particles, this is T equals to no. That means all particles same speed. So what is the time of meeting means? Any particle you take. By speed. Do you agree with this? Any doubt is there? Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Now can't we find this? Suppose it is centroid O. This is R by 2. This is 30 degrees. So what is cos 30 man? R by 2 by BO. BO equals how much? R by 2 by cos 30. Cos 30 is how much? Root 3 by 2. So it comes to this one, you know. Any doubt is there in this? Okay. So the
Okay.
distance traveled is R by root 3 by V. Agreed? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it correct? Check up that carefully. Check up. Speed of particle along. You should take. Okay. So what should be this? Cos 30. Understood this? Always I told no. In which direction you are taking displacement, same direction you take component of speed. For distance in a particular direction, by speed in that direction is time. Be careful with that. Understood this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Whether anything, it may be rectangle or square, always they meet at the center. I think I gave this in the exam, I think, once. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Twice I did. This exam and before exam also.
You have done this?
No, sir.
Will you turn this?
1 minute.
Is it visible clearly?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir.
He must be speaking to someone.
Muted, sir. Sir, muted,
You are
sir.
muted, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Sir, you are muted.
Okay, okay. Completed?
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Now tell me.
Sir, uh, distance by speed along BOU. You wrote
Hmm.
that, no, sir. So
Hmm.
why we are taking V by V cos 30 degrees there?
This you're taking about this now. This is V now. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, this is nothing but displacement along BO by, okay, velocity along BO. This is the meaning of this, no?
Yes.
What is the velocity of this along this one, no? V cos 30, no? Always remember in which direction you are doing displacement. In that direction only you should take the component of velocity. Suppose you are moving along x. To find time, displacement along x by velocity along x. Previous class and riverboat problem I told no velocity of boat with respect to ground in x direction. These are all understood with respect to ground only. Okay, because it is not mentioned any frame now. Follow this?
Yes, sir. Follow.
Nothing is mentioned, it is understood with respect to ground. If he says velocity of boat in still water, meaning is velocity of boat with respect to water. Velocity of a person with respect to a elevator means velocity of a person on a stationary elevator means if the stationary elevator is stationary, what is his velocity? That means velocity of man with respect to the elevator. Similarly, velocity of aeroplane with respect to wind means velocity of aeroplane in still air means if air is at rest. Velocity of A in if B is still means if B velocity is zero. That is the meaning of VAB, no? Is it clear all this? Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
Now we can even do this by another method, that is the velocity of approach method. This is A, B, C. This is having a velocity U. This is having a velocity V, no? What is the component of velocity? Okay, this is nothing but this is V cos 60. Do you agree with this? Velocity of approach of A. Okay, towards B is nothing but velocity of A with respect to B along what? Line joining what? A and B. Do you agree with this at least? This is V minus V cos 60. Do you agree with this or not? V plus V cos 60. This is V plus V into 1 by 2. 3. Am I right? Agreed or not? Now we can see that due to this approach velocity, yesterday we have done, decreases what? Distance of separation now.
Yes,
Why
sir.
negative sign is taken? Yesterday I discussed this. Negative sign is taken
And
since
time increases,
R
length decreases.
decreases. Okay, so you have understood this or not? Clear? So you have minus dt equals dr 2 by 3v dr. Do you agree with this? Now we need time. Initially, they're at a distance of separation. R is how much, man? R. Finally, when they meet, R becomes 0, no? So this gives you t minus 0 minus 2 by 3. This is 0 minus R. Hope you understood this. 2R by 3V. You got the same thing previously, no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Like that, you should play with physics, man. Now it is clear, no?
Yes.
Right. Completed?
1 minute, sir.
Completed?
Sir,
Tell me.
why are we taking the b minus of b cos 60?
These and these are opposite, no?
Yes, sir.
So if one is positive, the other negative, no?
Yes, sir.
Opposite direction. That's why I taken this. Agreed.
So then why cos 60 degree?
This component in this direction is how much? Along
Yes,
AB,
sir.
no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Along, I told, no?
Yes, sir.
Completed, sir.
Will I turn this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now with this in mind, the revision of relative velocity is still going on in the afternoon classes. You can attend them. Okay. Now we'll go to another chapter called projectile motion. It will be useful if you people attend even that afternoon class also. For that reason only, I asked Arish sir to change his timing. So your wish anyhow, because I have to take care of syllabus also. No? So projectile motion. What is a projectile motion? Any body which is subjected to when it moves under action of only gravitational force, then such a body is called as projectile motion. Motion of bodies. Projectile means suppose you throw a body into air. Okay, that is only under the action of gravity, no? Followed. Can you say, for example, a rocket is a projectile?
Yes, sir.
Rocket
Yes.
is not a projectile. Reason is rocket goes up due to an upward force, and this is the gravity. I said only gravitational force. Okay. So you can say that rocket is not a projectile. I told only gravitational force should act now. A balloon also goes up due to some upward force. Where from that upward force comes and all we shall see. For example, for a rocket, gas is ejected. That is according to Newton's law. There is a force upward. We'll do all that later when we study the action of a rocket or a principle of a rocket. So remember that this is not a projectile. A balloon moving upward is also not a projectile because we need only which force, man? Gravitational force. Understood this? Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, if you have anything else, then it is not a projectile motion. Now you can see, suppose a body is moving along y axis, for example. This is y. This is x-axis. What is the component of v in this direction? V cos 90, 0. Do you agree with this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is x-axis, this is the y-axis. Suppose the body is having a velocity like this. What is its component in this direction? V cos 90. That is also 0, no?
Yes, sir.
Agree? Understood or not?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Understood, sir.
No doubt. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So any vector do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So understood this?
Yes, sir.
So I can say that motion of projectile can be discussed in two parts. One is what are those? Horizontal motion and vertical motion. Horizontal motion and understood this? Clear enough?
Clear, sir.
These motions understood this?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Sir,
Shall I tell me?
sir, how can a particle go horizontally in effect to gravity,
How
gravitational
can a
force?
particle?
Go horizontally, sir, in effect to gravity.
I'll discuss this now only. I'll turn the page. Okay, to explain, I need
1 minute, sir.
Completed?
Sir, 1 minute.
Return this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
See, my strong advice is me years of experience is attend even afternoon class also. You'll improve your subject. The problems I am dealing in the afternoon are different from what I am dealing in the morning. Even suppose I repeat also, it will be good for you. Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
10 minutes, sir.
Fast, man. Well, burning age at 15, 16 years, energetic. Huh? Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
So here, let us take one example. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, now I am throwing a particle not vertically or horizontally at an angle theta. Now what we have, we analyze this. Ux is what? U cos theta. What is Uy? U sin theta. You know that gravity acts in this direction only, no? Agreed? This is nothing but Ay equals G only, no? Okay, minus G, sir. Because I am taking upward as positive and this is positive. Do you agree with this or not? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
These are the things we got. Okay, now suppose it goes on. This is 0, 0. This is time 0. Okay, now let it have position coordinates. X comma y at some t. Then we can say that delta x is displacement along which one? Displacement along x-axis. You have to use which equation? uxt plus half axt square. This is u cos theta into t. There is no acceleration along x direction. So what you got here? Till here you followed or not?
Yes, sir.
Next step. What is displacement along which axis? Y-axis. What is that you have? Uyt plus half ayt square. This is change in position coordinate only, displacement, no? U sin theta t plus half minus dt square. So y equals u sin t minus half dt square. Till here you understood this? Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
No,
Now
sir.
you can see we are having, we should know the path equation now. Remember?
Sir.
Or the other name is what? Trajectory. Or the other name is locus. Okay, of particle. See, path equation must contain what? Path equation must contain what? Must
Only
contain only position
X and Y.
coordinates as variables. It should not contain any other variable. Understood till here?
Sir.
This we
Yes, sir.
learned many times. Agreed? Clear? Now note down till here, I think.
Sir, in that uy is equal to u sin theta, right?
You signed it only. What is it I wrote? Correct or no?
You wrote only, no sir, in the diagram. uy equals u sin theta, sir. You wrote just sin theta.
Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Slow learners must work more. Shall I turn the page?
Yes, sir.
Boys, complete it.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, sir, in this path equation, no, sir, in that last line, it should not contain any other variable, no, sir.
It must. Correct only. Okay, okay. Should not. Shall I turn this?
Wait, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here we are having two equations in two unknowns. Am I right or not? What are the equations we got? We have x is equal to how much, man?
To u cos theta t.
U cos theta t.
And y equals so in these two equations we observe x, y and t are variables. We need a single equation containing what? Only
Only
x
x and y
and
variable.
y. So we have to eliminate the other variable. So for that reason, you have t is how much, y is how much, now it is eliminated now. Hello?
Yes, sir.
In your mathematics, you have a chapter just for this elimination called locus. Remember this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now can you tell we have long back you learned that y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. If a is negative, parabola is in which direction?
Open.
Opens?
Upward.
Yes. It will like this. If a is negative,
Yes, sir. Open downward.
clear? Now you can see this. This equation is what? Y equals minus ax square minus y equals b ax minus bx square. If you observe where a is how much?
Tan
Tangent
theta.
g by 2u square cos square theta. Agreed? Now you can see coefficient of, hold on till here. Return this.
1 minute, sir.
Completed, sir.
Now we have y equals ax minus bx square. A is u cos theta. B is how much you got?
Sir, tan theta, sir.
Sir, A is tan theta.
B is
B is g by 2u square cos square theta.
now you can see here B is what? That is coefficient of x square is negative. So the trajectory or path followed by the particle will be parabola opening in which direction? Opening
Downwards.
downward. That means now you can see, you can draw the diagram like this. This is x, this is y. You have projected an angle theta. Therefore, this will be a parabola. Like this. Understood this? Clear?
Clear, sir.
Shall I turn this? This is landing point. This is called launching point. Understood this? Shall I turn this?
1 minute. Completed, sir.
Completed, sir.
Alright? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Some boys. Complete, man.
Yes, sir.
Come back to this. Now you can see where is the acceleration, man? This is u sine theta. This is an acceleration. This is u cos theta. What is the acceleration along this? 0, no? Okay. So which component will change? Okay. That means in the y direction, what is happening? In the y direction, what will happen? Particle is retarding. Do you agree with this? Okay. However, what is not changing? Along x direction, remain constant. Why? Any doubt is that till here?
No, sir. Sir,
Tell me.
in the last page, in the diagram,
Hmm.
it was a parabola, no, sir.
A parabola only.
Yes, sir. You said that the projectile motion should not contain any external force, no, sir. Only
There
gravitational
is-
force should be applied.
Only gravity force is there. Where you have projectile, you'll only acceleration is only g, no? Which acceleration I took extra other than that?
Sir, it is acceleration time, sir.
This is not acceleration here. Position. Path means position, no?
Yes,
This
sir.
is position.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Graph between at various instants. Okay. See, at this point, at some time it has x1, y1. This is another time t2, x2, y2. Somewhere here x3, y3. Join all this. What is it you'll get? Path only, no?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Note it down. All of you note down this to avoid confusion. Again, later you'll get confused. Xt means x variation with time. Yt means y variation with time. Vt means velocity variation with time. X and y means variation of x and y together with time. Because you can draw only two things, you cannot draw time variable. No?
Yes, sir.
Any point here on the graph gives the x and y coordinates at some time t. Okay. I think I can change this now.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
So that means I can say that the motion of particle is changing now. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let us come back to the graph. The same graph which I drew earlier. This is theta. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Now you have three stages. One is always velocity will be in which direction? Can you tell? Velocity vector at any point on path of particle will be tangential to path at that point. See, this is O. It's tangential, Similarly, I want here. Okay. Velocity vector will be like this one, I want here. Velocity vector will be like this. I want here. Velocity vector will be like this. Do you agree with this or not? Hello? Clear?
Yes.
Now you can see here, this is the acceleration. This is the velocity vector. Now here, this is the acceleration. This is the velocity, Do you agree with this or not? Any doubt is there here? Hello? See, yesterday I learned that at O, you take any point here. Please see. Yes, any point you take, this is the velocity vector. This is the acceleration vector. Agreed? Understood? At any point, from O to P, what is the angle between velocity vector and acceleration vector? Can you tell? Obtuse or acute? This angle is acute or obtuse?
Static
Is
is
obtuse.
acute. Obtuse, sir.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
When the angle between velocity vector and acceleration vector is obtuse, yesterday we discussed what will happen. Yesterday we discussed at length.
Speed will decrease.
So that means what will happen? Speed decreases and what will happen? Direction of motion changes. Any doubt is there till here?
No doubt.
Understood this? Note on this. Completed?
Yes, sir.
That is the reason why the tangent direction is changing now. You can see the tangent direction is changing. Shall I turn this?
Yes, sir.
1 minute.
1 minute, sir.
Completed, sir.
1 minute.
Completed?
Completed, sir.
Now you can observe at point P. Look at the diagram. Okay, I'll write it here. It will be easy. You can see that if the diagram is visible or no.
Sir, visible, sir, visible.
At point P, what do you have? Velocity vector is perpendicular, na? Is perpendicular to acceleration vector. Therefore, what will happen? Yesterday we have seen
Yes, sir.
speed
Remains constant.
which is constant out of your what are constant? You have u sin theta, you have u cos theta, you have, which is varying. This
U
varies
sin
with
theta
what?
is
Do you agree or not? Whereas this is constant.
constant.
So what is that we have then? Therefore, at point P, what is the velocity? Okay. Whereas till here you followed or not? U sin theta will become 0. That means what is the moral of the story? At point P, what will happen? Vertical velocity will be 0. Component of velocity in the y direction is 0. What will be existing? Only u cos theta. Do you agree with this? Hope you understand this. Any doubt is there?
No, sir. It's clear.
Yesterday we learned this.
Sir, how at point P u sin theta is equals to 0? Because it is not.
No man, out of these two, at the highest point yesterday we learned, see, when velocity, angle between velocity vector and acceleration vector is 90, what happens? Yesterday you learn that now what will happen?
Speed
When
remains constant.
speed remains constant. Now you are having two speeds. Out of this, which is constant?
U cos theta.
U cos theta. That means out of this, at the highest point, you should have speed remains constant now. If this is there, that is not constant, it varies. But we need what? Speed remains constant. Followed this or not? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
So, what do we have? So return this.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
See, this is the starting of projectile. Anybody are absent will feel headache again. So tomorrow you won't understand the chapter only. I told many times, but still people are doing the same thing. Shall I turn this? Boys,
Sir. Yes, sir. Completed.
now look at this. Now P to Q, P to A. What is happening? The angle between these two is acute or obtuse?
Acute.
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 Acute. So you learn that P to Q. See, from P to Q, highest point P to landing point A. What is the angle? Angle between velocity vector and acceleration vector is acute. Do you agree with this? Therefore, what will happen? Speed
Increases.
increases and direction of motion do you agree with this or not? Clear?
Agree.
That means from the projection point to point P, highest point, that is the highest point, no? You can see that in a parabola, this is the highest point or not? This is the
Yes, sir.
highest point.
Yes, sir.
At the highest point, speed remains constant. From the launching point to highest point, you can see speed decreases. Why? Angle between acceleration and velocity vector is obtuse. Again, from highest point to landing point, the speed will increase. That's the reason why when it comes down, speed will increase. Understood this?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Understood this?
Yes,
Shall I
sir.
turn the page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Completed, sir.
See here, come back to this. This is the x-axis, position coordinates when I am plotting. This is O, P, this is A. During this one, you can see that at any point you take, this will be Ux, this is U, this is only Ux. Whereas when it comes here, this is Vx, this is U. Do you agree with this or not?
Just going more closer.
Pardon?
Screen is clear, sir.
Pardon?
Sir, he said screen was not clear. But
Now
screen
it's
is
clear, na? Now
yes, sir, clear. Clear, sir, clear.
go ahead. Okay, from launching point to highest point, what will happen? Vy decreases. Vx is that won't change now. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now at highest point, what will happen? Therefore, only V will be there. That is nothing but throughout motion you have the same value. Okay, from where to where? From highest point P to what? Landing point A. What will happen? Vy, therefore speed Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Complete this and we shall meet in the next class of projectile. My advice is even evening class, if relative velocity is going on, you're interested, you can try it. Okay? Right then.
Okay.
Have a nice day. Take care. Then. Bye.
Sir, what is the difference between free fall and projectile motion, sir? Initial velocity.
Free fall means it is moving with gravity only. Actually, if it is dropped from a building, see, if any object is dropped from another object, then the dropped object and the other object will have same velocity, no?
Yes, sir.
So when you're dropping from a building, velocity of dropping is velocity of building. It is zero, no?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Suppose if you say it is thrown with one velocity, then it has some initial velocity. Okay, anything which moves under gravity is called a free fall only. Even projectile is also a freely falling object. Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Right. Note down this. Right then.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Sir, bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
5, sir.